Hello, I'm Matthew Lester to record for you Communication Technology Update and Fundamentals, Chapter 12, Personal Computers, my all-time favorite. Next slide. Why study personal computers? C. Roberts, PhD, and M. Andrews, M.A., chart a course for us to say computers are a part of society, devices used to drive the economy, develop communication between companies and countries, and stream social media. We're much too familiar with that already. And I remember my first personal computer, 1995. The salesman said, "This is the last computer you'll ever need." 333 megahertz it was. It was finished in 2 years. But in 2013, 496 million computers were sold in America. But personal computers, they're losing their strength to the tablets and smartphones and iPads, and there's mobile devices are taking the place of the personal computer. Next slide. Digital natives. What we say is digital natives, people born since 1980 that are born into computers are referred to as digital natives. The U.S. Census Bureau gives us those facts. Computers have developed from a bulky, slow processors, mammoth computer size, onto inexpensive units that we have now, affordable handheld devices that we use. Next slide. The development of personal computers, you can see from Hewlett-Packard, Dell, laptops, and some of the old mammoth 24-pound computers to just a few ounce computers in your hand now. Next slide. Computers grow the U.S. economy, their global economy actually. Desktops, laptops, notebooks and other tabletops, tablets. In 1981, a computer generally weighed 24 pounds, as I said, and now just a few ounces. Your phone can pull off your computer and email and take the place of a laptop or your personal computer at home or work. Common components that we see that we use on personal computers: hardware, that's the central processing unit, CPU. Software, those are your written commands, your programs inside the computer, like your Windows and your Macintosh. Next slide. Popular software. Microsoft Office, we're much too familiar with that. Explorer, Bill Gates, Apple Macintosh, Steve Jobs, and Wozniak built some great computers starting in the 70s, and up until now they're still going. Google Chrome, Google Android, the Google Docs that we have, the PowerPoints, Linux, Google Android, and some Surface tablets that we see. Next slide. The top mobile operating systems. Apple, of course, at the top at 55%, and everybody is familiar with the Apple logo. The Android, 35% of the market share now with the Android. And you see the slide where the Android says they could fix the little Apple. They put a little slice in it there for us to fix the Apple computer's logo. Next slide. Software shifts to the cloud, the iCloud we hear. The shift has gone from the old floppy disk, the hard disk drive, CD-ROM, DVDs, and now even the flash drives. People wear the flash drives. Teachers most of the time wear them around their neck, but the floppy disks around the neck were cool back in the 80s and 90s. Cloud computers. Cloud computers, popular online storage now, the iCloud. We use to store our family photos, wedding photos, old documents and videos you can download, and other types of content if you wish. Next slide. The apps. Apps are popular these days. Apps are downloaded programs, for example, that you can download on your phone, even your computer. Weight Watchers has an app. Couch Potato to 5K program has an app. Map My Hike, I like that. It's a trail hiking app you can download. Map My Ride, I use that for cycling and mountain biking programs that I do. Everybody loves the flashlight app. You've got to have that one. Doorman is a new app. Never miss a package at the doorway. You can link your app to the package that's coming to you. Angry Birds app. Everybody's much too familiar with that game. And I even found there's a Zombies app. You can take your photos and turn into zombies. Yeah, the kids love that one. And some of the common, next slide, the app logo you see, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, some of the other Google Plus you see that I have on the slide are common these days. Next slide, web browsers. At the bottom of your computer, desktop, or tablet, you can see the web browsers commonly found on your desktop, and the market share these days, according to 2014 Grant and Meadows share, that Microsoft Internet Explorer, 58%, they hold the share. Firefox at 19%, Google Chrome 16%, Apple Safari 6%, and Opera 1%, and other browsers out there divide the other 1% of the web browsers. Next slide. Some of the major logos for web browsers. You can see the Chrome, the yellow, green, red, the Foxfire with the traditional Fox on the Internet Explorer, the big E at the bottom, the Conqueror, and others you see that you may be using at work or at home. Next slide. Current status of computers. In 2013, Americans alone spent $225 billion on computers and computer-related equipment, according to the U.S. Census Economic Analysis from a couple years ago. The top two manufacturers, computer chips, notebooks, games, and desktops are Intel, $9.6 billion. AMD runs in second, including their Xbox, if you've played the Xbox games division, at $4.4 billion. Quite a few, they're tackling the market and staying at the top two. Personal computers in 2013, a global share on the desktops and laptops. Lenovo, 16%, one of the tops. Hewlett Packard HP, 17%. Dell at 12%. Acer and others bring it up the other nearly 47% of the share. The big three on the computers these days, of course, Microsoft, the largest seller of software in the world, including the Xbox, gaming systems, and the Bing browser. Google, a giant within the industry and making most of their money off of advertising. Motorola, Lenovo, and the mobile phones. And they're leaning toward mobile phones, I was reading the other day. Apple, of course, been a monster for a long time in computing in the world, across the world, with their Macintosh computers, iPhones, iPads. And my particular point of view on computers, we've gone tech crazy, tech savvy, we call it, from apps to downloads, documents, gaming, music, computers. Computers will do it all for us these days. We can do MapQuest, use any type of PowerPoint. And do you remember life without computers before the laptops and iPhones? Well, for me, yes, I do. In grade school, we had just one or so computer, a big giant computer that we had in the room, and you weren't allowed to play on it. Only the teachers had that computer, if you remember. And it would be extremely difficult, in my point of view, to work without computers. And what I do in logistics and tracking, transportation, we use computers every day at our workplace, and personal computers at home to do online courses. Next slide. The conclusion, to wrap this up: why do we study personal computers? The history from the 70s up until now, the computers, to answer the question, they push the global economy, communications, as I said, social media. Computers are in our DNA. The big three computers, Microsoft, Google, Apple, are controlling quite a bit these days of the computer equipment, software, hardware, and where's computers going in the future? And you can see the touch screens are coming into play. The iCloud apps are being downloaded, videos, music, advertising, some of the key factors to watch. Some of the 3D, we're going to see more touch glasses they're coming out with these days, in my opinion, are going to take over the entertainment soon, very soon, on computers. The scripture, righteous lips are the delight of the king, and he loves him who speaks with right. So we can use these computers for a positive purpose, encouragement to reach people across the globe for the gospel, and train champions for Christ. Computers transform the way we live and communicate. Here's the question. So how do you see the content of computers impacting relationships? And what are your thoughts on that? I appreciate you tuning in on the video and look forward to your feedback. Thank you.